I've not seen this, so we're watching this together as friends on the internet.
A topic that I take very seriously every time. That, of course, is the English. You know how I am about the English and how important they are, near and dear to my soul. By the way, every time I talk about the English now, I get Angloids like, he's so traumatized by Vordrak that he'll never let it go. I literally cannot name a single good thing about England. And like, yeah, okay, Vordrak went after my entire extended family and called people I've never even met before a pedophile and went after their jobs and got my mom fired from her company by trying to defame the CEO of the fucking real estate company, like an internet, like a national level massive chain. Just found his personal number and threatened him over the phone. Like, yeah, that's a good reason to hate that entire fucking country. But there's more than just him. Like, right here's the chief example I'll get to later in the stream, by the way. So here's Ofcom. Now I wanna let you know I have never received a letter like this except from not even Germany. Like, this is so pretentious. Another reason I hate the English. And what I responded by just saying that I'm American. Fuck off. However, I was solicited by a American attorney who has means in the United Kingdom to represent me in this specific issue, or more specifically, represent the Kiwi farms. So he wrote this long letter. It's on the Kiwi Farms if you would like to read it. I posted it on the Kiwi Farms Twitter if you don't use the site. And it's a very, very nice letter. People really liked it. It's a lot of like smug condescension, which effectively is the only thing that the British ever deserve to hear for any reason. But it's more legally grounded, and in particular, he asserts that the English should never contact me again, and that if they want to service me with anything, or sorry, serve me, not service me, I was corrected. Someone left a comment that to serve somebody is to give them paperwork related to a lawsuit, and to service somebody is to get oral sex. So I'm not being serviced by the English, God forbid. I am being potentially served by the English. He instructs the English to not contact me except by something called MLATs. And MLATs is a mutual legal assistance treaty. Effectively, if the UK wants to try and enforce any kind of judgment against me in the United States, they have to communicate that decision to the Department of Justice, and then the Department of Justice will do whatever it's going to do. And in this government, the likelihood of the Department of Justice actually doing anything against an American citizen for speech-related offenses is none whatsoever. So that's why he's saying that. This guy, by the way, has contacts with the House Judiciary Committee, and he's actually received replies in regards to this because there is concern because our tech industry is very important. Like, it's not just the Kiwi farms. I'm now lumped in, very thankfully, in the same boat as Google, Microsoft, X, who is, of course, very important to the president at the moment, and other big tech companies. Nobody in the United States wants to deal with this fucking bullshit law. So the U.S. government is engineered towards telling the British to fuck off. You know, this is not the first time. I might have mentioned this on my last stream, but I'll say it again. That in, I want to say 2009, there was a crisis where what would happen is the UK is so bad in terms of its speech that other people from other countries will go to the UK and sue for defamation in the United Kingdom, and then try to bring in another foreign party. So this is a foreign party suing another foreign party in the United Kingdom for defamation or some other bullshit offense. And then they get a judgment because, of course, that person doesn't pay money to show up in English court, because why the fuck would they? Then they take that judgment and they try to enforce it. And a lot of countries actually would enforce these judgments, including the United States. And after this happened a few times, it's called defamation tourism or something. It's like something tourism, legal tourism. So you had all these people, like you have Russians suing Americans in the United Kingdom and enforcing foreign anti-speech verdicts in the United States. So after this happened to a big enough client, the government passed a law called the Speech Act, and the Speech Act effectively means that no foreign judgment related to speech that would not pass the muster of American courts cannot be enforced in the U.S. So if you, like for instance, another topic I'll be talking about was a defamation lawsuit, and that defamation lawsuit was so offensive that it might actually be applicable in the United States. but random bullshit like the Speech Act is not. So this is a criminal issue. So they might pass a criminal equivalent of the Speech Act in the United States now. And the thing that was worth noting about the Speech Act was that it passed unanimously. So Democrats and Republicans in 2009 in the lame duck Obama administration still passed this law. Because when the English start trying to present themselves as some kind of a thing that we have to listen to, even the Democrats and the Republicans can be like, yeah, f these guys. So we may see this again. We may see Speech Act V2, Online Safety Act Boogaloo, and that would be really awesome. However, may not even reach that point because apparently, allegedly, the Trump administration has made the Online Safety Act a part of their tariff negotiations. So Donald Trump has raised tariffs on the entire world. A lot of people got angry about this, but the tariffs that he raised are actually just mirrors of every other tariff. So all the increased tariffs that foreign countries are suffering are literally just one-to-one mirrors of their own tariffs against the United States. And that's upsetting people for some reason. Oh, because the green line stopped going up. And the boomers are very upset. But nobody cares about the boomers, chat. We're going to let the boomers die this time around. We're not going to bail out the boomers. We're not going to give them free medicine and free housing for the rest of their fucking lives, the wretched fucking lives that never ever ends. And we don't give a shit about the IRAs. That's where we're at with the boomers. So lines going down. Nobody gives a shit. It's based on imbalances, not existing tariffs. Okay, whatever. I heard that it was some kind of reflection like that. So that's where we're at. So the UK is hit by tariffs, and the UK is a very large trading partner of the United States. And the UK is also in the shitter. Everybody that you ever talk to from the United Kingdom will tell you how fucking bad their country is, how poor their economy is. I've mentioned several times, but I'll mention it again. The UK is set to become poorer than Poland. Poland, the country that was occupied twice, that was petitioned twice in the last 150 years, that was a Soviet country until the 1990s, and a communist totalitarian dictatorship. In the last, 35 years, they've caught up so much, and the UK has languished so badly that Poland is set to take over the UK in terms of economic power. So, the UK is a little bit upset about the tariffs and the negotiations with the Department of State. Apparently, the Online Safety Act has become a point of contention in regards to any kind of trade agreement regarding tariffs. The U.S. is trying to make it explicit that the Online Safety Act will not apply to American companies. The rest of the world can go f itself and deal with the bullshit from the Ofcom if they want. But the U.S. is being pretty explicit about this. We do not want to deal with your fucking garbage. Though I would like to see this in law because I don't want this to be overturned later. And then I have to deal with the British. That would suck. But this is upset the English. Don't weaken online safety laws for U.S. or UK trade deal. Campaigners urge. Child safety campaigners have warned the government. I can't even get a sentence into this because I'm just thinking this is the most retard fucking law ever made ever. And then you read the UK response to this and you got charities who are like, no, we need totalitarian dictatorship, please spy on everybody. They just beg for it, hands and knees, open mouth, begging for it. And it's what is wrong with you? That's why I said I truly believe in eugenics because between the two world wars and between the United States existing, it really feels like everybody who was worth a shit either fucking died or left. All the brave people left the United States or left the UK to move to the United States and settle a foreign land, and all the super patriotic people with metal, they died in a ditch. Their bones are crushed under the soil of Belgium, and they didn't have any kids. And now all the people with bone spurs and arthritis and mental health issues, and the homosexuals that weren't allowed to serve in the military, they've just completely inherited all of the United Kingdom. And then when they see a bill that is totally, they're just yes, Queen, slay. Please, more Muslims. The BBC, by the way, for whatever Mohammedan sex pest ritual they were doing in the last month. The BBC actually played one of their Mohammedan sex pest rituals on national television. It would be like, in the U.S., we show like the White House Christmas ceremonies or whatever, where they light the big ass tree on the lawn of the Capitol building. Like we do like we show like the Easter hunt where the president like has on the White House lawn a bunch of Easter eggs, and there's a bunch of kids from DC that run around. Like we show that. The BBC is now showing Mohammedan sex pest rituals on national television. That's how bad it is. I truly hate them. I don't even feel bad for them. It's like, please die. We need more. We need more brown people asserting their authority over the English.
That's stupid.